A breakup is one of the best teachers in life. It's a very painful experience. It's not pleasant whatsoever, especially if this is someone that you were with for many, many years. And the reason why it's difficult is because this whole future that you had envisioned with this woman, you have to burn in your mind. That will no longer occur now. And letting go is what's difficult for so many guys. They still believe that, but maybe it can work out still. Maybe it can. And in situations where you fucked up, of course, you've got to put your hand up and apologize, especially if it was a serious fuck up. You can't live your life thinking that people should accept your fuck ups. And if they don't, then there's something wrong with them. No, accountability is a masculine trait. If you messed up with a woman that's been good to you, you must apologize. Because there are some women that you just won't be able to replace very easily, that were good to you, that cared about you. So you have to be accountable. Now, there are also situations where you didn't do anything drastic, but you also lost touch with who you were at the beginning of the relationship. You're no longer that guy. You've morphed into someone that she doesn't find attractive. And female nature, especially if she's young, will compel her to want to explore her options. If you've gone from being this sexy, masculine dude who takes care of his health and is ambitious about the future, and you just slowly, over time, through neglect, morph into someone that's overweight, that is no longer ambitious, that makes her the focal point of his life, well, then she's going to be like, do I continue with someone like this and hope that he improves? Or do I just cut my losses now and replace him with somebody else who I won't have to push to go to the gym, who I won't have to tell to get a job? Because there are guys like that. Their woman's like, come on, honey, go to the gym. You know, you haven't been in a while. Get back in. And they're like, no, I don't want to go. And this, and they're almost like a child now to this woman. And when she feels like your mother, she'll no longer find you attractive. That sexual polarity is not there. She needs to look up to you as her man. Like, this is my man right here. He's sexy. He's confident. He's hardworking. He's ambitious. He's got a social life of abundance as well. It's not just about me. I know it sounds romantic, making a woman the focal point of your life, but she doesn't even want that herself. And it's not healthy. Even though they'll say things, especially when they're young, oh, I want a man who's obsessed with me and things like that. She doesn't. Remember this, gentlemen. What a woman says she wants versus what she responds to are two different things. She may say she wants a man who's obsessed with her, but then when she actually gets a man who's all over her, always with her, doesn't go out with his friends, doesn't go to the gym, she will find that suffocating, and then she will hit you with the I need space conversation. We need a break. Sometimes that's not because she wants to explore her options. Sometimes that's because she feels like, man, I need to escape. This motherfucker is breathing down my neck nonstop. Remember, you should have your own life as a man, and she should have her own life as a woman. You come together to share the happiness, to share the love. You don't want to swallow her life into yours. No. Of course, it's your woman and you want to take care of her and want to provide for her. But your purpose as a man must come before your woman. Your life's mission. And she accompanies you on this journey of you achieving greatness. Also, as a man, when, a great life is when you have not only a mission that you're pursuing, but also great people in your life, great connections, great friends. Obviously, being close with your family as well, not leaving them and never seeing your mum and dad because this woman is now occupying your entire life. No. And it's up to you to draw those boundaries as well. It's up to you to say, honey, I'm going to go visit my parents for the weekend. I haven't seen them in 6 months. And if she's like, no, yeah, then come on, man. You know, if she gets really frustrated because you want to see your family, then there's something wrong there. Okay? She should also see her family. Maybe you go together. You go and visit her family with her, and she comes and visits your family with you, right? So, look, it's a very difficult experience when you go through a breakup, but you must revise the experience that you had and figure out where you went wrong. Because at some point, you let your standards drop. You stop taking care of you, which is the most common reason. I mean, yeah, cheating, infidelity, that happens, of course. But the most common reason for most men is that they let themselves go. And if you absolutely didn't let yourself go and you were in the gym all the time and pursuing your purpose every day and you had a social life of abundance and she decided to leave, well, then she self-sabotaged. She messed it up for herself. And it's not up to you to make her aware of that, because a lot of guys want to take revenge after a relationship ends, right? They want to, I'll show her what she lost out. I mean, look, that energy you can tap into, the energy of wanting to prove somebody wrong, but it's not really healthy in the long run, because you should have had that desire to win badly all along. That should have been in you, that innate desire to want to just crush your goals and, you know, most importantly, see what you can go out there and achieve for you. But of course, it's nice to prove doubters wrong. But for you to suddenly want to start going to the gym and suddenly want to prove her wrong, she might be thinking, well, where was this energy when I was with you? Right? So don't over-retaliate and start saying things like, I'll show you. Because she'll just find that funny, especially if you haven't gone to the gym in a year. You know, you're still unemployed. And now all of a sudden, because you lost her, you want to... Look, it's good that you want to improve. And look, tapping into that energy is very, very important, because there's a short window after a breakup for you to utilize that energy. That energy won't always be there. It's a special energy. That's why some guys will say things like, man, I need another heartbreak so I can, you know, get back into the gym like a beast again and things. But that should be you all the time. Why is it we're only working out consistently when we're single, and then when we get into a relationship, our standards drop? Why is that? That shouldn't be the case. That should be you as a man, regardless of whether you have a woman in your life or not. Health is wealth. Taking care of yourself, making sure that the blood is pumping consistently around your body, high intensity workouts, excellent nutrition. That should be, you know, a lifestyle that you adopt, regardless of who's in your life or not. Pursuing your purpose. Look, sometimes you're young and you're trying to figure that out. So if you're 21, 22 and you're in a relationship, I'll be honest with you fellas, when you're young, when you're in your late teens, early 20s, the women that you're with are not typically going to be with you for life. I'll just keep it real. And it's not because there aren't any that will. There are some exceptions, right? However, typically when you're 18, 19, 20, you know, all the way until what, 23, 24, the women that you have around you are there temporarily. And the reason why they're there temporarily is because you're still figuring your life out. You don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're broke for a while. And do they want to hang around? Or do they want to find someone who's stable, has an apartment, maybe he's a doctor or engineer or something? They will usually go for the older, more stable option. And it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because they've got a time frame that they want to settle down in. And obviously, biologically, we know that women should aspire to settle down earlier than men because of obviously having children and things like that. You know, it's not a set in stone rule, but typically, you know, they desire that more than men. Men have a bit more time because, you know, we need to get a lot of things in order before we can go to a woman's parent, a woman's dad and say, hey, I want to marry your daughter, right? We need to have a few things checked first. So that's why it takes us a little bit longer. But for them, they just need to be ready. Be ready. Be friendly, respectful, feminine. And that's about it, right? So it's not that complicated. That's what I tell my sister. I say, hey, as long as you're nice, respectful, then that's pretty much all a man wants. Okay? I personally don't have 1,001 things I expect in a woman. As long as, of course, she shares the same core values as me, she respects her parents, she respects me, she's feminine, kind, loves kids. These are the main things for me, right? So in that period of your life between the ages of 18 and 25, the women that you have around you aren't really going to weather the storm with you in the long run, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're building yourself. There are some that will. I'm not going to make absolute, generalizations here, but typically they would much rather go for the option that's stable, which is usually 5 to 6 years older than them. And they've done studies on this. Even Jordan Peterson's spoken about this before. That's why women prefer older guys as well, right? So look, after a breakup, don't let yourself go, man. Remember, that energy won't be there for very long. Tap into it. Tap into that energy. Harness it, that frustration, that anger, harness it. And if you have been out of the gym for 6 months, sign back up to the gym. Get back in the gym. If you've been neglecting getting a job, get one ASAP. Start taking care of yourself again, because you neglected yourself. And maybe the neglect has accumulated, and this woman has decided, you know what, this guy ain't never going to change. And she decides to leave. Cool. Don't be begging and pleading. That's a weak position to be in. It's a weak position to be in, right? Because in her mind, if he wanted to change badly, why didn't he change for me 2 months ago, 3 months ago? Why now? So look, don't beg and plead. If she decides a month from now, that's still very early after a breakup, that, you know what, maybe I was too hard on the guy or whatever, then maybe you can have a conversation. But even then, I would just say, move on. Move on. If someone feels the need to end the relationship with you, and then obviously tries to reignite it, I see that as a bad teammate, someone that's willing just to walk away and not have a conversation with me. Look, this wouldn't happen to me now at this stage in my life, because I've learned from my mistakes as a young man, being in a relationship, neglecting myself, and talking left and walking right. And I made a lot of dumb mistakes. I'll be honest with you. So this won't happen to me. But if it has just happened to you, I would just tell you, harness that frustration. Make a commitment that you will not neglect yourself to this extent ever again. Because that's the commitment I made to myself after my last relationship. I haven't been in a relationship now for 3 years and a bit. I love this woman deeply with all my heart. And that's why I haven't been in a relationship since. Not because I don't want to be. I'm open to the idea right now if I meet the right woman. But I made a commitment to myself that I won't let Ali Ben-Hariz down. It's now time for me to focus on me. To pour into me. All the promises that I made to myself when I was with her that I didn't follow through on is now going to be followed through on. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to make me proud, most importantly. And it's going to be a part of who I am. If I say something, I'm going to follow through on it. I'm not going to talk and talk and talk. No. I'm going to make health an absolute priority. I'm going to make following my purpose essential. It has to be something I do every single day, regardless of who's in my life or not. It's important. I'm doing this for the future me and for my future wife as well. See, when you work hard, gentlemen, I know some of you feel guilty because, but she's going to get upset if I work hard on my business. No. Look, well, she may do in the moment, but don't mistake that for she's going to leave you because she's upset. No, in fact, she finds it attractive. If you tell her, sweetheart, listen, I'd love to be with you, but right now, I've got a few things I need to work on. I need a couple of hours, but as soon as I come home, we'll cook something together and watch a movie. Look, there's nothing wrong with watching a movie with your girlfriend. Stop following the advice of these guys online that will say, you must grind 24/7. If you have a woman, leave her. This and this, grind. No, you can still become wildly successful and have a woman by your side in the early stages. You can. If she's understanding, that's the important thing. She must be understanding. If she gets angry and, she starts insulting you, well, then you don't have the right teammate by your side. But if she's understanding and she's like, oh, okay, honey, no worries. If she loves you like that, she'll understand. Okay? Look, man, it's painful, but what's the alternative? Sit around and be a bum? That wasn't the option that I wanted to take. I wanted to make myself the best possible version that I could be. And look, it's a forever thing. You don't arrive. It's a constant state of improvement. I'm still improving right now. All right? Don't waste that energy. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one.